Why another video on wicks? Because video watchers have asked that I put wicks, wick sizing, and wick testing into one video. We made a cheat sheet. So here it goes. Let me guess, you poured a candle. It looked gorgeous. You lit it, and it either drowned in its own wax like a tiny tragic swimming pool, or it threw a flame tall enough to sign its own fire code violation. Welcome to Wicks, the single most frustrating, most important, most why won't you just cooperate part of candle making. You've asked me to put it all in one place. Wick types, sizing, and testing. So that's exactly what we're doing today. One video, one roadmap, and a free printable to keep you sane. Links in the description. Let's go. Here's the uncomfortable truth. There is no magic wick. If one wick worked for every candle, this video would be 4 seconds long and I'd be unemployed. Instead, the right wick depends on your wax, your vessel's inside diameter, your fragrance oil, your dye, and how heavily you scent it. Change one thing, and the whole equation shifts. So don't think of this as find the answer. Think of it as find your starting line. First, why does this even matter? Because a wrong wick ruins an otherwise beautiful candle. Too big, you get an angry flame, soot, mushrooming, and a jar hot enough to qualify as a kitchen appliance. Too small, it tunnels, drowns, and gives up on scent throw entirely. It's not burning, it's sulking. Everything starts with your wax. Different waxes, different densities, different personalities. So let's meet the wick families, then match them to your wax. The wick families. Premier, flat braided cotton, steady, clean, low drama, minimal mushrooming. My personal go-to in cocoa apricot creme. Plays nice with soy, coconut, apricot, and paraffin blends. CD aka Stabilo has a paper filament that makes it curl as it burns. That curl basically trims itself, a soy wax and paraffin blend favorite. CDN, CD's hotter sibling, same idea, different curl, runs warmer. Great for dense waxes, thick blends, palm, and stubborn soy that needs a push. Eco, cotton core with paper filaments. Clean burn, minimal afterglow. A friendly starting point for soy and natural blends. TCR, flat cotton treated to fight afterglow, carbon, and mushrooming. Common in containers and tea lights. Wood wicks, that cozy crackle everyone loves. Beautiful in soy, coconut, and soy blends. But they love to humble you. Expect to fiddle with width, thickness, or a booster wick. Spiral wicks, tube-shaped wood wicks with a gorgeous steady flame, pure visual statement. My favorite for wood wicks in my 14-ounce jar, and lovely in cocoa apricot creme. Zinc core, cotton wrapped around a thin wire so it stays standing. Classic for paraffin containers, votives, pillars, and gel. Paper core, burns hotter than zinc. Good for paraffin containers, pillars, and some palm. LX, flat cotton that curls to self-trim. Great with paraffin and parasoy in containers and votives. HTP, cotton and paper, no metal core but rigid and consistent. A reliable pick for soy, soy blends, and single-pour paraffin containers. Now, match the wick to the wax. Always start here. A wick that's a superstar in paraffin can completely faceplant in soy. Cocoa apricot creme, soft, burns cool. Premier is my primary pick. Spiral wood wicks if you want that dramatic flame moment. Coconut blends, versatile. Try Premier Eco HTP CDN. Some love wood wicks too. Soy, dense, needs heat. CD and CDN bring it. Eco burns clean. Wood wicks look stunning in glass. Paraffin, easygoing. Zinc core and paper core stand tall. LX for pillars and votives. CD for containers. Parasoy, forgiving and flexible. Start with CDN. Test LX, HTP, and Premier too. Beeswax, heavy and slow. HTP and square braid cotton are traditional. Wood wicks usually struggle unless it's blended. Palm, hot burn, gorgeous crystals, reach for HTP, paper core, or square braid. Gel, burns slow, needs a wick that stays upright. Zinc core is the standard, make sure everything is gel rated. That's your map, but a map isn't the trip. Now we actually test. Wait, before size, talk count. The number of wicks matters as much as the size. In a wide vessel, 2 small wicks often heat more evenly and can throw scent better than one oversized wick working overtime. But more wicks aren't automatically better. This is candle making, not a birthday cake. Let the vessel's shape and inside diameter tell you whether to test 1, 2, or 3. How to pick a starting size without guessing? Step 1. Measure the inside diameter, not the ounces, not the volume. 2 jars can hold the same wax and need totally different wicks. Diameter is king. Step 2. Start in the middle of the range. Say my inside diameter is about 2.87 inches. I might start with a Premier 720. Then I test one size down and one size up at the same time. That's 3 test candles in one family. Label everything. Write the wick type and size right on the jar. I'll remember which is not a testing system. It's a future disappointment. Manufacturer charts are a decent starting point, but they can't account for your wax, fragrance, load, or dye. That's exactly why I built a wick tracker in ChatGPT that recommends a starting point from all of it, plus my past results. Video linked in the description if you want to see it in action. The burn test. First burn, 4 hours, check every hour, watch flame height, melt pool, mushrooming, and soot. Excessive mushrooming or soot, you may be able to cross that wick off early. Don't panic if the melt pool doesn't hit the edge on burn 1. That's fine. What matters is whether it keeps expanding on later burns. Stays narrow and tunnels, too small. Roars to a deep full pool almost instantly, probably too big and it'll overheat farther down. Second burn, cool completely, trim, repeat 4 hours, same standards. Then keep going in 4-hour rounds, cooling in between. The abuse test. This is where you find out what happens when a customer ignores your instructions and burns it all day, because instructions are treated as friendly suggestions. Never leave it unattended. And burn every test candle all the way down to about a ½ inch of wax. Wicks change personality deep in the jar when heat gets trapped. The top looking great means nothing if the bottom overheats. What if all 6 fail? First, don't take it personally. The candles are not judging you. New sizes, right family, wrong range. Let your notes point you up or down. New family, construction changes flame, melt pool, and throw. A different family can flip the whole result. Reconsider the wax or formula. Sometimes the wax just won't cooperate. Blend it, switch it, or add something like Vibar when it's appropriate. Golden rule, change one variable at a time. Otherwise, you'll never know what helped, and your test notes start reading like a murder mystery. The recap. 6 candles, same vessel, 2 compatible wick families, 3 sizes each. Your best guess, 1 below, 1 above. Keep wax, fragrance load, dye, pour, and cure time identical. All fail? Use your data to pick a new range or family. Once you find a winner for your wax and vessel, future testing gets so much easier. But every new fragrance still earns its own test, because fragrance oils change the burn. You can half-fill test jars early to save wax and narrow options. Just don't let that replace a full test. Once you've got your likely winner, pour a full candle and burn it top to bottom. And that's it. You survived wick testing. Questions? Drop them in the comments. Want more? I've got videos on wick types, wick count, and the science of how a wick actually works. I'm Kimberly Patterson, and I believe labels are boring. Life's too short, and candles are too beautiful to stop at a sticker. I teach candle makers to turn plain vessels into real works of art through sublimation and engraving. But a beautiful outside isn't enough. A candle has to be thoughtfully formulated, properly wicked, thoroughly tested, and safe to enjoy. Visit KimberlyPatterson.com for more candle making education, inspiration, and resources. I'll see you next time on The Candle Artist Way, where we glow differently.